Hey y'all, how are you bitches doing this fine evening? In case you watched my last video, which was my top 25 favorite movies of 2025, or the first 6 months, at the end of the video, I didn't mention my, movies that I was looking forward to in the second half of the year, which I was gonna do, but I guess I kind of just forgot. And I mean, the video was already long enough though, so. This is basically what this video is, I decided we're gonna go through my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2025, the second half, the second 6 months, so. Or at least like the 5 months and a half, because we're already to like mid-July, or late July, but. Anyway, yeah, we're basically gonna do this. It's gonna be a little different than the last video format. I'm trying a new format, so we're gonna see how this goes. If you already couldn't tell. But before we get into my actual top 10, I do want to go through like 3 honorable mentions. And these 3 honorable mentions, I'm doing this because like all the movies in my top 10 are, indie flicks, movies made by more smaller independent filmmakers and studios. So, and I do enjoy big budget, big studio films. I do enjoy, not as much as indie films. Obviously, any film there will like those more, but I do want to express I don't hate those, bigger films. So these 3 honorable mentions are basically that, right? Because let's be honest, you guys watching, you're probably not going to watch a single one of my top 10. Maybe like a couple, but I seriously not even heard of these, And that's fine, If it's not your hobby, then you're going to know about it, right? But, I mean, except if you're my friends, like my gang. Like if you guys, my gang watching, you better keep an eye on these movies I'm going to mention, because you're going to watch them. Not because you want to, but because I want to. And so I'm going to you're going to be forced to watch it with me, so keep an eye on that. But these 3 movies I'm gonna mention first, you're probably gonna watch it, but everyone watching is at least gonna, thinking about seeing it because it's the popular one. So, yeah, without further ado, let's just go right into this. So my first honorable mention, you're probably already seeing on the screen, is the Fantastic Four: First Steps. In my last video, like I said, I actually do like Marvel. I'm not the biggest Marvel fan. I've always been more of a DC man myself. So, actually, this is like a little too high. Yeah, there we go. So, yeah, I think Marvel is kind of like hit or miss most of the time. I do think they make good movies. In fact, I think most of the movies, especially like the MCU, are pretty good. But like this year, Thunderbolts I thought was great, but Captain America, not so much, But Fantastic Four, I think I'm kind of looking forward to Fantastic Four, because I don't really know Fantastic Four. Like, for me, my favorite Marvel like hero or team has always been the X-Men. I love the X-Men. That's my favorite Marvel thing, So Fantastic Four always kind of seemed to me more like the comic booky, nerd stuff. Like only true diehard fans of Marvel like Fantastic Four. I don't know if it makes sense. No, but Fantastic Four to Marvel is like what Doom Patrol is to DC. Like the obscure team the only like diehard fans know about or like. So, a little thing though is a coworker at my job is actually really into Fantastic Four. So he's been hyping up this movie since it was like announced. So, shout out to him, by the way. I don't know if he's gonna watch this. I hope so, but I'm just gonna fix this a bit more. Yeah, I do think the cast is pretty cool. Pedro Pascal. As much as people hate on him because like he's in everything, he's Hollywood's current leading man. Pedro Pascal. So I think he's great though. Like, most of the movies he's in, most of the stuff he's in, he's always great. He might be in a lot of things, but don't hate the player, hate the game. Okay, don't blame Pedro Pascal for being a good actor. Blame the studios for not knowing more actors. Okay, but yeah, besides that, Vanessa Kirby, she's great. She's actually pregnant, which amazing method of acting, because I think her character in the movie is also pregnant. So, I mean, did she do that because of the movie? I don't know. I do know Pedro Pascal and Vanessa Kirby kind of have a weird relationship. Have you seen the promo videos where like they're always touching each other, like holding hands and shit? I don't know what's going on there, but I mean, I don't blame either one of them. Vanessa Kirby, she's gorgeous, and Pedro Pascal, well, I think he's pretty handsome. Yeah, by the way, like Joseph Quinn, Eben Moss Backrack. I think that's how you say his name. They're mostly like TV actors, right? Joseph was in Stranger Things, and Eben was in The Bear. So it's cool seeing them. Again, Julia Garner is another like TV actress. She was in like an Ozark. And Ralph Innocent, something like that. He's always great in playing like monsters or creatures in movies. So it's great seeing him as Galactus. I think that's a really cool character. But yeah, I don't know. I think Fantastic Four, like again, Marvel mostly hit or miss. I do like Fantastic Four for like the weirder side of Marvel, like the retro futurism they're going for in the trailer. You can see, or like kind of reminds me of like Fallout, where the whole 1960s, retro futurism. What you don't know is like if you go back in time and ask people in the 50s what 2020 was going to be like, this is how they envisioned it. So I think it's kind of cool. I always like that style. I always thought it was pretty wicked. It's a hint for the next movie. But Yeah, by the time this video comes out, the movie's probably going to be out also, so it's going to be a little outdated, but still. I think Fantastic Four probably be good. The trailers definitely seem, because the last like attempts at a live action Fantastic Four movies were shit, if I'm being honest. Like the one from 2015, the edgy one with was it Michael B. Jordan? I think he was in that one. Yeah, I think he was Human Torch. That movie was awful. Okay, that one was like, it's like if Zack Snyder made a Marvel movie. That shit was horrible. It did bring us that funny scene though, where like, you know, the Thing says it's fantastic, and then the guy looks around and is like, say that again. That was great. I think that's the only good thing to come out of the movie. Besides that, it's forgettable. And then there was like the 2000s Fantastic Four movies. You know, it was the first one and the one with Silver Surfer. I know people kind of have like a nostalgia thing for it, but you know, we gotta be honest with ourselves. That movie also fucking sucks. Okay. See, whereas 2015 Fantastic Four suffered from just trying to be edgy, because that was the biggest criticism. It was edgy. It tried too hard to be serious. The 2000 Fantastic Four movies had like, you know, it's right here. Yeah, 5.7, 4.3. Oh my god, this is horrible. Yeah, 5.6. Jesus. But yeah, the problem with these movies is the complete opposite. Whereas these movies were too goofy. Okay, like they did not take this at all serious. But see, the thing with superheroes is that you always got to find like a common ground, you know, a middle ground between it. You can't be too realistic with it because, you know, the idea of superheroes are already pretty goofy, right? Like a guy wearing costumes with rock people fighting crime. That's goofy, but you can't make it too goofy, not take it at all serious, because then, you know, why watch a cartoon? It's basically like a kid cartoon, you know? So I always think superheroes, where is it? You know, Superman, again, I think that found the perfect middle ground for it, where it was goofy but not too goofy, but it was also serious but not too serious. And I do think Fantastic Four is going to reach that. Again, I think the trailer does a good job. I don't know, I think it just makes really good, you know? I mean, we obviously kind of know how the movie's going to end. But have you seen Thunderbolts, the post-credit scene, or any of that, but the fact that, you know, Fantastic Four takes place in an alternate universe, and we all know how these type of stories go. But anyway, I think it'll be great. I do think seeing these characters, especially because I do think these characters deserve a better adaptation. This is like the third try, right? And because they're fun, they're cool, and I do think they deserve better. And it is being directed by Max Shackman, who I think he made WandaVision, you know, the Disney Plus Marvel show, which was great. I liked it. So yeah, I think the movie can do good, and I'm looking forward to it. I'll probably watch it by the time it's out, honestly. I might just see it day one. You know, I'm not a huge Marvel fan, but I think it's worth checking out. So that's the first honorable mention. The second one is Predator Badlands, the next live-action Predator movie. Yeah, Predator has been, for like a long time, the only good Predator movie was like the first one. There was a Predator 2, which was ass. There was like the third one, I think it was just called Predators. They did doing like the aliens thing. That one was also super forgettable. Then there was The Predator, also just fucking ass. So Prey, on the other hand, Prey was actually really good. I actually quite enjoyed Prey. It sucks that they dumped it into streaming on Hulu. This movie definitely should deserve to go on in theaters. You know, it's definitely a type of movie you see in theaters. So that got to me that Disney, you know, because Disney now owns Predator, they definitely thought Predator was like a dead franchise. The fact they just dumped it into streaming, but the movie did good. Prey did good. You know, people loved it, and I liked it. So they're putting it back in theaters, and with Predator Badlands. There was the other animated Predator movie that came out this year. I saw in my last video, which I thought was also really good. So I think it's great that Predator is making a comeback. Yeah, and it's directed by Dan Trachtenberg. He's also, you know, he directed Prey and Killer of Killers, the animated one. So I think the franchise is in safe hands with him. Yeah, as you can see, okay, I think it's a fat film, but like, yeah, the Predator 5.3. That's horrible. The other ones here, Predator 6.4, 6.3, Predator 2, yeah. Not very good. But then you see Prey 7.1 and Killer of Killers 7. That's good. So I think the franchise is in a good hit turn. And what did I say? It's hitting in a good direction is what I meant to say. I don't know what the fuck that was. But yeah, I think that this movie, at least interesting to me for the most part, is the fact that the Predator itself is actually like the protagonist. Like all other Predator movies have been, you know, the human, the person fighting a Predator. The Predator has always been the antagonist. So I think the Predator being the protagonist this time is very unique. You know, it definitely makes it stand out from other movies. You know, Prey stood out because it took place in like the fucking 1700s. So, and this one takes place in the future also. I mean, the girl right here by Elle Fanning, which I don't know why the trailer isn't on here, but whatever. You know, she's the Andrew. What are their names? She's the Andrew from the Alien franchise. You know, so always. I mean, Predator and Alien have always kind of been connected. That's kind of always been the established lore, but they never really like dug into it that much. Like if you saw an Alien movie and a Predator movie separate, you wouldn't see much, you know, connections. Besides obviously the Alien vs Predator movies, but besides that, like they were pretty much treated as different franchises. So it is cool seeing the fact that, you know, they're being connected is just kind of established, you know. So I think that's pretty cool. I think that's again a right direction because it's cool. I mean, you know, it's cool. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Hold on. This is the game. Look at that. That's cool. Okay, the Predator doing cool. Look at this. That's cool. You know, and Predator, it's a franchise where the rule of cool is the rule. Okay, like yeah, there's a story, there's a plot, but you watch these movies to see the Predator do cool shit. You see these movies to see the Predator fight shit. You know, and I think the franchise should just stick to that. You know. And if it works, it works. I mean, it worked for Killer of Killers. I worked for Prey, and that'll probably work for this one. I think the trailer was really cool. And yeah, November 7th, it comes out in theaters. It's a good thing it's coming out in theaters. I don't know why the MDB page is kind of lackluster. I mean, like barely the cast is in it. Like there's obviously more people than that. I don't know. Someone should fix that. But yeah, Predator Badlands. I think it'll be pretty good. I heard some people complain about the Predator's design, but like the Predator's design has always been different, even with every movie. You know, I don't think the Predators look the same in any of the movies. If you look at the main Predator from each one of the movies, they're all different. So if people say it's ugly or something, I mean, look at it. I don't think it's supposed to be, it's ugly. It's the whole thing. So, and always that's more like a nitpick. Let's be honest, okay? Like, the Predator's design is more of a nitpick, okay? But yeah, cool to see where it goes. Again, I love Elle Fanning. I think she's an amazing actress. So it'd be fun to see this type of character she play. And I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that, but I'm sure he'll be a cool Predator. And yeah, so that's the second one. And the next one. Next one is a Wicked movie. Hold on. Oh, shit. But, there we go. Okay. I gave you a little sneak peek for the rest of them. Ignore those. Next one is Wicked for Good. I think it was called Wicked Part 2, but I don't guess they changed that. So, now, before you all clown on me for being excited for a Wicked movie, I did see the first Wicked, and I thought it was alright. It was okay. It wasn't anything spectacular, really. I think the music just carried the movie, which, being a musical, that's a good thing, right? Like, you watch these movies for the music, so, yeah. Honestly, I think I'm more excited about this movie. Besides the fact that I'm a sucker for musicals, I love musicals. I think it's a guilty pleasure of mine. My favorite musical movie, I guess. I don't really watch musical plays. I want to, but I don't really watch the plays because those shits are way too expensive, and I live in a boring ass city where they don't really do that. So, but my favorite musical movie was West Side Story. I love that one. So, and like I said, the first movie was a good musical. See, this might be a controversial opinion. I don't really know, but the original, 1939 Wizard of Oz movie, it might be, if not the greatest movie ever made. Okay, that's an opinion I stand by. That's an opinion I will die on, okay? It is one of the greatest movies ever made. If not the greatest movie ever made. So, seeing other, Wizard of Oz media, even if it's, shitty, I don't know, I always think it's pretty cool, seeing, the world they build in, which is kind of cliche, but that's because the world is just so old, right? The lore is just so old. So, yeah, honestly, I don't really expect the movie to be great or anything. If anything, out of all the movies mentioned, this one's definitely my least anticipated one, but most of the time I'm just waiting for the music. Ariana Grande, say what you will, she's a great singer. Cynthia Erivo, Cynthia Erivo, she's also a really good singer. I think she's mostly a play actress on stage, so I think it definitely helps out. Yeah, a bunch of returning cast, Michelle Yeoh, Jeff Goldblum, Jonathan Bailey. I don't know why he's first. Is he really that high paid? Peter Dinklage, I don't think he was in the first. No, he was not in the first one. So Dillman, I don't know. Oh, he voices the goat. I think he voices the goat. Okay, so it'd be pretty cool seeing him back. I know Wicked fans are crazy. Oh, look, it's Ariana's boyfriend. I know Wicked fans are pretty crazy. They love the musical. People were singing in the theaters when the first one come out. So, but yeah, I don't know. I think, when does it come out? November 21st. Okay, so I'll probably check it out. I know the first Wicked movie was super long also. I think the first movie is longer than the actual play. You keep in mind, the movie is in two parts. The play is just a single play. So I don't know how much more story you can add to this. I do think there's going to be other original stuff to this. So I shouldn't see this. Okay, this is another explanation. But yeah. Wicked for Good. This is more like a guilty pleasure of mine, so we'll see how it goes. Again, I'm not expecting that much, but as long as the music is good, that's all for me. I feel like money well spent if the music is good. I hope I do not go to a theater where it's a bunch of Wicked fans that are singing. I do not want that. It'll be another Minecraft movie situation, and we all know how great that was. So, yeah, I can't wait to see that. Now, with all that being said, We go to the actual top 10 of, Barlow's favorite movies, or at least favorite anticipated movies coming out in 2025. So number 10 is After the Hunt. Yay! This is the next film by Luca Guadagnino. He is just an amazing filmmaker. Last year he dropped 2 bangers. That was Challengers, the tennis movie with Zendaya, and Queer, the gay movie with Daniel Craig. Both of those 2 movies are some of the best movies of last year. Okay, both of them. So even before that, he made other great films like Call Me by Your Name, the gay movie with Timothée Chalamet, and The Cannibal Man. He made Suspiria, the remake of the old movie, the one with Mia Goth, I want to say, the really weird sexual dancing one. So Luca Guadagnino is just a filmmaker I really enjoy. I think he's one of the few ones where I don't think he's really made like a bad movie so far. I think all of his films have been great. And also great cast, Julia Roberts, Andrew Garfield, Ayo Edebiri, who I think is just an amazing up-and-coming star. She's amazing in The Bear, she's amazing in Saturday Night Live. So I really appreciate seeing her, pop off more, be more in bigger roles. And not only that, but it's definitely a movie that deals with a much more, serious. Like, I've seen the trailer. I'm not going to show it because I'm going to get, fucking copyrighted. But if you've seen the trailer, it's definitely a movie that deals with a heavy subject. And I always enjoy those because I like movies that tell stuff that can actually happen. Stuff that people have gone through in life and people that will experience. Movies that are just about people, about emotions, about, life. So I definitely am looking forward to that. It comes out October 17th. So definitely going to check that out. And how long is it? 2 hours and 19 minutes. Okay, rated R. Not a movie for the family. But yeah, Luca Guadagnino is also releasing so many movies. I think, like I said, he released 2 last year. He's gonna release this one, and then next year I think he already has another one planned out. I forgot what it was, but yeah, definitely one of the best filmmakers in the industry right now. And this film is gonna be great. I just have a feeling in me it's gonna be amazing. Okay, so After the Hunt, put that on the map when it comes out. So number 9, most anticipated movie of 2025 is Frankenstein, or by Guillermo del Toro. Now, Guillermo del Toro, prominent Mexican filmmaker, my people. He's made other amazing films like Pan's Labyrinth and The Shape of Water. He made the Pinocchio stop motion animation movie on Netflix, I think 2022, 2023, around there. So he's right now, Guillermo del Toro is kind of like retelling like old classic, fairy tale stories. No, I guess Frankenstein is really fairy tale, but old classic stories. So Frankenstein, there's been like 100 Frankenstein movies, right? There's been so many, so you think like what different can you tell? How different can this be? But I have faith in Guillermo del Toro. He's very gothic style. He has a very, just look at the trailer. I think the trailer is also just really good. This is gonna be definitely, because most Frankenstein movies, you'd be surprised, or just Frankenstein media in general, aren't really that faithful to the book it's based on. So you'd be surprised if you read the book and you watch most of the 1930 popular Frankenstein movie, right? It's really different. So I think this movie is definitely gonna be a 101 adaptation of the book, which I think is good because, again, so many Frankenstein media. How can you do it different? Well, just tell the original story wholeheartedly, So yeah, I always like Guillermo del Toro. So, and the movie's cast again. Lucas Backroth and he's playing probably Frankenstein, I guess, or I guess not. It's Jacob Elordi. Oh, it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, Mia Goth, again, another great one. Christoph Waltz, Oscar Isaac, again, great cast. Definitely see these pop up. This is a Netflix original movie, by the way, but it's coming out on Netflix. And November, just November. Okay, it's 2 hours and 30 minutes, kind of long. Rated R, so don't watch it with the fam again. But yeah, I think this will be pretty good. Again, the original 1931 Frankenstein movie, I have very fond of it. I think I saw it in film class in high school, so I have a very fond memory of it. And yeah, I just think Frankenstein's pretty underrated. A lot of people don't even talk about it that much. There was a show I watched. I think it was called Penny Dreadful, which Frankenstein was in it, also great. And yeah, I think I'm definitely looking forward to it. Again, I'll watch anything Guillermo del Toro makes. He's just one of those filmmakers whose vision is so his that you just can't help but appreciate it, So I'm definitely looking forward to it. Frankenstein, check it out when it comes in. If you have Netflix, if don't get Netflix, okay? Look, who the fuck doesn't have Netflix? 2025, bitch. Watch Frankenstein. Okay, next one. is what is it? Number 8 is Sentimental Value. Yeah, this is first and only foreign language film on my list. I think so. I could be wrong. This is from Sweden, and no, I don't want to read it. I haven't even seen it. Yeah, I think the movie already came out like in film, or at least in Sweden. That's why you kind of see reviews for it already, but it hasn't come here in the US until August 20th, as you can see. So this is the next one by Joachim Trier, who's a Swedish filmmaker. And actually, look, there's another returning face here. Ooh, Elle Fanning, oh my gosh, she's back. Yeah, Stellan Skarsgård, again, another great actor. He plays a lot of movies. I seriously don't know. He's been in a lot more movies than you realize. Okay, like it's such a movie. He's probably been in it. He's been in so much stuff. And yeah, I know there's like popular like Swedish actors and actresses. But obviously, I don't really know them. I don't really watch that many Swedish movies, all things considered. I did watch Joachim Trier's most recent movie, The Worst Person in the World. It was back in like 2022. That one was great. I really liked it. You know, a movie about nihilism, so it was great. So I definitely, honestly, this is definitely more a movie about family, about, you know, deadbeat dads. You see the trailer. So again, I love, like I said, I love these more, you know, human story. So it'll be fun to see, especially the emotions. I know that half of the movies in Swedish and the half is like in English, because obviously you have like, you know, English speaking actors, Swedish speaking. So it'll be fun to see them, you know, jogging to different languages and stuff. Oops, didn't click on that. By Renate. And yeah, like I said, we received a 19-minute standing ovation at the 78th Cannes Film Festival. Normally that's a good sign, but like motherfuckers in Cannes would just clap for anything. Okay, like literally, these guys just clap for any fucking movie, so it doesn't really mean anything. But Norwegian. Ooh, I was saying Swedish. No, this is Norwegian. Ooh, fake fan, fake fan. I mean, well, who cares? Same thing. Like, you tell me, what's the difference between a Norwegian and a Swedish? Okay, fucking nothing. Fucking Vikings, you know. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this. I hope it comes out in theaters because, like, the theaters here that I go to where I live, they do play like indie movies, at least for the most part, but like not so much foreign language. You know, like I feel like I've been watching less foreign language ever since I like moved over here because the theaters here just don't really play that much. So I do hope this comes out in theaters here. Because I really want to see it. So I do think people should watch more foreign language movies, okay? If you can't read subtitles, then you're just a little bitch. I've been saying that. I've been saying bitch a lot in this video. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going into me. I don't mean to offend any of, you know, my female fans out there. But yeah, so you should definitely check out more foreign language movies, though. I feel like there's a whole world of cinema out there that you just don't want to watch because you just can't read, I guess. Like, if you're an anime fan, if you read subtitles, there's no excuse here for you. Okay, if you can do that, you can do this. Stop being a whiny. Okay, so check these out. It's only 2 hours and 12 minutes, kind of long, but it'll be fine. Oh my god, Little Penny is so gorgeous. Anyway, next movie, number 7, I think so. Sinners. The Running Man by Edgar Wright. Edgar Wright is another filmmaker I absolutely love. He's made, you know, classics like, you know, his comedy trilogy, The Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, The World's End, and he's made other great ones, you know, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World movie, you know, if you know me, you know I fucking love that movie. I even have the comics that it's based on, and Baby Driver, another great one. So this is also a remake of like an old 1980s movie, Running Man. Hold on, let me see if it's down here. I think you saw like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah, here it is. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Running Man. Yeah, it didn't do so good, 6.6, but I think in this one, Edgar Wright, he's made bad movies, okay? I won't lie, but he's definitely more leans to the great side, you know? I mean, I was hyping him a lot, so, you know, you better. And yeah, the cast, you know, Glenn Powell, Coleman Domingo, Josh Brolin, like, I don't know who he is, but, you know, pretty star-studded cast. Oh, look, there he is, the guy from Dexter. Oh, Michael Cera is also here. Okay, yeah, this is pretty good casting. Yeah, the whole movie is, like, about some, like, evil game show, or like if you want to win $1 million, you have to like survive for a month. Where a bunch of assassins are like hunting you down, trying to kill you. If you survive, you get the money. If you don't, you die. And I think the assassins get the money. So pretty cool plot. I think the trailer was really fun. I like movies that are just wacky with their concepts, but take it kind of serious. You know, I know I was complaining about superheroes for that, but like concepts like this aren't too ridiculous. I feel like in our day and age, I feel like something like this definitely exists. You know, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think Edgar Wright, he rarely misses. When he misses, even it's not even that bad. Original appears in the credits. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, November 7th. I think this is the second movie coming out November 7th, right? I think Predator was also coming out that year. So yeah, check this out, Running Man. I feel like it's not like super indie. In fact, no, I don't really consider this indie. I think this is definitely a little bit more like mid-budget, I'd call it. Actually, what's the budget? I think you should say somewhere here. No, it doesn't. Usually it says somewhere around here, but yeah. So if you one of those losers who don't watch any movies, I think this is definitely a lot better. So I'm definitely looking forward to this. And honestly, I'll probably watch this over Predator. You know, that's how much I love Edgar Wright. So I can't wait for that. So yeah. Anyway, number 6. I'm pretty sure I'm losing count already. Fuck. Anyway, number 6 is Honey Dunked. Hey, I like this title a lot. Yeah, I think you can see. Oh my god, these fucking socks out the way, bro. Yeah, 5.9 is not. That's really bad. But I think the movie already came out like at some film festival, so these are like the snob nerds rating it. But don't let that fool you, because this is made by Ethan Coen. Ethan Coen is a great filmmaker. You know, he co-directed Fargo, No Country for Old Men, The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, The Big Lebowski. He co-directed all of his brother Joel Coen, but I think they recently had like a breakup, I guess, and so Ethan Coen and Joel Coen are making their own separate movie, you know, by themselves now. And this is actually the second one. Ethan Coen's last movie, I think it was called Drive Away Dolls, which I really enjoyed, but that movie was also rated really low. Let's see if it's here. I believe it's here. Yeah, Drive Away Dolls. Yeah, 5.4. It does not deserve that. Okay, Drive Away Dolls was really funny, and I think it was really fun. It was a good movie. I don't understand how people rate this little solo. Like I said, I mean, because Honey Dunked is like a spiritual successor to Drive Away Dolls. The movie is part of a trilogy that Ethan Coen is making about where it's like a strong female lesbian lead. You know, that's Honey. I don't know the main character by Margaret Qualley, whatever it is. Honey. It's like a lesbian. That's like a big marketing about this movie. And Ethan Coen is making 3 movies, a trilogy of, you know, strong female lesbian leads. Which, I mean, if you think about it, like how many movies or shows do you know where like the main character, the main protagonist is a lesbian, you know? Surprisingly not a lot, you know, especially not just gay characters in general. You know, gay characters in movies and shows always only play secondary characters, you know, the sidekick, the backups. They never really lead a role unless it's like a show or movie where, you know, the premise is about being, you know, gay, about the gay experience or homosexuality. But if you see any regular movie where, you know, homosexuality isn't the main focus of the film's plot, rarely you'll see like a gay main character. I know a lot of like, you know, right-wing anti-woke will say like, oh no, they'll say otherwise, but it really isn't, you know. So yeah, the cast, like Chris Evans, he's playing like the villain. I'm so glad he's finally out of Marvel jail, so he can actually, you know, play different characters, you know, actually show off his acting. Aubrey Plaza, she's great. Obviously, Charlie Day, really funny, you know, Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Kristen Connolly, yeah, great cast. I said I like Drive Away Dolls, and considering this movie is just like a successor to that, I'll probably enjoy this. I feel like I like Ethan Coen. I think he's just really great. And no, let me read something. Yeah, Drive Away Dolls. I was made a documentary about Jerry Lewis. If you know about Jerry Lee Lewis, you know why I'd be disgusted. Yeah, it's coming out August 22nd, and yeah, I think this is just be a really fun movie. Again, I like Drive Away Dolls, so I have zero doubts about this. It is basically going to be just same tone, same vibe to it. And just by the trailers, I can definitely tell it's something I would enjoy, you know? So, also, fun fact, you know, Trisha Cook, the writer for the movie, she's Ethan Coen's wife. But the two have a not regular relationship because Trisha Cook, and she identifies herself in interviews that she is a lesbian. And so the way their relationship is the fact that Ethan Coen and Trisha Cook are like best friends, right? They're super close. Trisha Cook's a lesbian though, so the two of them agreed to like get married and raise kids. And I don't know, she didn't get pregnant. I'm pretty sure she had like children from what do they call it? Not like a donor, but like when another woman gets pregnant on their behalf. I forgot what it's called, but is that thing. But like they still have like a separate girlfriends. I mean, Ethan Coen has a separate girlfriend, and so does Trisha Cook. So it's kind of like their relationship would be like if 2 straight dudes got married and raised kids, but still are straight. They have like a non-sexual relationship. They have partners outside of the marriage. That's how their marriage works. I don't know why they did that. I mean, you know, more power to them, I guess. You know, very unconventional lifestyle, but I mean, it's 2025, okay? Like, you can do whatever you want, basically. You know, more power to them. In fact, that's what we need more in society, honestly. Straight guy friendships with lesbian women. You know, a lot of times, whenever you see, again, movies and shows, you often more times see, friendships between straight women and gay men. Nothing wrong with that. That's fine. That's fine. But we need more of straight men with lesbian women. You don't really see that in films. Okay, we need more of it. And Trisha Cook and Ethan Comer, I think, are definitely selling that. So more power to them. That's what we need in society. And yeah, back to Honey Dome. Rated R. Don't watch with family. It's only an hour and 30 minutes, which is like in movie terms, it's really short. That's like pretty short. Like that's the bare minimum for a movie is an hour and 30 minutes or an hour and 20 minutes. One of those two. So this would be a easy watch. And I mean, just look at the trailer. It's kind of fun. Oh wait, that's not the trailer. That's not the trailer. Well, the trailer kind of was fun. So definitely check it out. Everyone watching, because I think it'd be great. So next movie. I think my number 5. I could be. No, I think it is. Or 4. I fucking lost count. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is a very casual video. I'm just doing this for fun, okay? So, but anyway, the next one is Begonia. Fuck up these songs, goddamn. Yeah, this is the next one by Yorgos Lanthimos. Very foreign name. He's another, again, great filmmaker. He made films such as The Lobster, Dogtooth, The Favorite, Poor Things, which came out pretty recently. Actually, that came out in 2023, and then last year, 2024, he released Kinds of Kindness, another good movie. Shout out to my homeboy, he watched it with me. And now he's making Begonia. So this guy's releasing like new movies every year, and I'm pretty sure he has another one lined up for next year also. So dude's busy. But if you know about Yorgos Lanthimos, you see any of his movies, he's a fucking weirdo. Okay, Lanthimos, his ideas are out there. Like I just don't know how he comes up with these. Well, at least not for this movie. I'm pretty sure this one's a remake of or adaptation, I guess, of like a Korean movie. Yeah, I think it's this one, Save the Green Planet. It's like a remake of this. And normally, people, and I do too, usually hate like, English remakes of like, foreign language films usually end up sucking. But I think Lanthimos is different because I think he actually cares about the, source material, So, again, I hate like English remakes, but I have faith in this one. I think this one's will be different. I think this one's definitely worth it because, the plot movie is about like 2 conspiracy theories guys kidnap a CEO because they think she's an alien. I think that's something that a lot of people hold beliefs in, aliens or lizard people. So I love like conspiracy theories. I don't really believe in any of them, but I like watching and learning about them just because I think they're fun. I think they're pretty cool, Or I think it's pretty funny that people actually believe those. So this time really definitely fills my spot. I love Yorgos Lanthimos. I consider myself a weirdo. I love Poor Things. So I really think this movie would be great. Again, he's working again with Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons. He was in the last movies also. So I see he's found his muse with Emma Stone, which, if you don't know, every filmmaker has a muse, someone who they work with every single film. And for, Yorgos, it's Emma Stone. So, yeah, some of these people do. I feel like I know these two. I don't know where, but I know them. But yeah, like I said, I think this movie is coming out October 31st, Halloween. I think it's good, because this is kind of like a horror movie. Not really, but I don't know, I guess. It's more like a black comedy, I guess, which is kind of just horror if you really think about it. It's only like a little under 2 hours. Really not that long. And what's it? Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, yeah, that's actually really cool. Yeah, but this is definitely higher up in my anticipated films. I love Yorgos Lanthimos. I love weirdos. I love Emma Stone. Emily Stone, that's her real name. So, yeah, I can't wait to see it. And, gang, we're watching this. And you're going to learn who Yorgos Lanthimos is and what he's all about. So, next movie is... Oh, so you're wondering what shirt I'm wearing? It's the Gorillaz Pink album. I forgot what it's called. So, just in case you guys were wondering. Next one is Caught Stealing. This is the next film by Darren Aronofsky. Who, honestly, Darren Aronofsky kind of fell off. He was pretty big in like the 2000s to early 2010s. He made movies like Requiem for a Dream, The Wrestler, Black Swan. I think his most recent movie was The Whale, which I know they're really good. I mean, I liked it. I personally didn't think it was that amazing, like others were saying. But I think it was enjoyable. So I think he's finding his groove back. The trailer was definitely fun. Again, this IMDb page is like weird. So I'm sorry I'm not going to see the trailer. I'm sorry, guys. But the trailer I think was pretty fun. Like it stars Austin Butler, who's also a pretty up and coming star. I feel like he's definitely being in a lot more things. Vincent D'Onofrio. Actually, don't know what he is. I don't know why I said his name like I know him, but Matt Smith, Zoe Kravitz, Regina King, Liv Schreiber. Good actors. This is another guy. I also know him. Bad Bunny. What the fuck? Okay, Bad Bunny's trying really hard to be an actor. I know he's been in other stuff, but just can't. You can barely speak English, dude. Come on, bro. But yeah, the whole plot of the movie is about, what was it? Yeah, criminal underbelly in 1990 New York City. It's a mafia movie, basically. And you couldn't tell. Oh, shit. If you couldn't tell by the movie, yeah, I think it's like Jewish gangsters, definitely like a punk right here. Yeah, it's definitely a crime movie. And I love crime. I think my favorite like genre in movies or shows has always been crime. I've always just been fascinated by that stuff. I always liked that. I've always been into them. Some of my favorite movies are crime movies, so definitely leads right into my alley, And what's it called? August 29th. I think a lot of these are coming out in August. And yeah, someone's gonna work on this IMDb page, bro. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. I think the trailer is pretty cool. I think Austin Butler's great. I think Zoe Kravitz. I mean, she kind of. Where do I begin with Zoe Kravitz? She's a good actress, but she's a very mixed person. I'm not even gonna get into it. Celebrity drama is like another video, but yeah. Anyway, Darren Aronofsky. I just hope he makes a comeback with his career. I think this movie probably be good. It's kind of mixed again. Aronofsky kind of fell off, so I don't really know how to. I want to be excited, which I am, but part of me gonna tell me it's really gonna be that great. So whatever. But it's only like an hour and 50 minutes. Again, relatively short. So if anything, it'll just be a fun watch, right? That's all that matters to me. As long as it's entertaining, then you feel your money got worth, right? But yeah. So next one, I think we're getting into my top 3 now. Yeah. Okay. This is definitely my top 3. Is The Smashing Machine? Is the next film by Benny Safdie. Benny Safdie, he co-directed movies Good Time and Uncut Gems with his brother Josh Safdie, and I think them two also had their own breakup, so they're both making their own separate movies. I think Josh Safdie also has a movie coming out this year, but like there's barely. I know Timothy Chalamet is gonna be in it. It's about like golf, but that's all about it. I don't think there's like a trailer, or even a poster or anything, so we'll see how it goes. But this one, if you couldn't tell, it stars Dwayne Johnson. The Walk. Dwayne Johnson, he's been in a lot of things, but like. Would I say he's a good actor? I don't know. Honestly. I think he's really funny. He's really funny, but he mostly stars like he plays almost basically the same character in every movie. He only stars like big budget, fucking action movies and shit. But I'm glad that he's decided to actually, attempt a smaller indie film, by A24 and all this, and by a out there filmmaker, not out there, but like definitely an independent filmmaker. I mean, Dwayne Johnson also just looks really different. Like, they give him hair. Okay. So, yeah, he has Dwayne Johnson. Emily Blunt is also in here. She's great. And a lot of, minor actresses because, Safdie's like working with local talent in New York. So, I definitely think, it's basically on a documentary also called The Smashing Machine. So, we'll see. This is the Josh Safdie movie, Marty Supreme. I didn't add it, I'm sorry. Yeah, well, the movie is about Mark Kerr, who I'm not really into like UFC, but when I heard he was one of like the greatest mixed martial fighters in UFC, he's like a champion. So, we'll see. Again, I'm not huge on that, but like I'm not gonna let that stop me. I wasn't into Formula One, but I loved F1, the movie. So I feel like this would be another situation like that, where I don't know it, but I'll definitely love it. Baz Rutten portraying himself in this film. I guess if you know who he is, I guess that's pretty cool. When does it come out? October 3rd. Not that far. Yeah, $40 million. That's really small for a movie. So next A24 film. I know people out there. A24 has a pretty dedicated fan base. I know they're definitely gonna watch it. You want to see Dwayne Johnson actually like, play a different character, basically be someone other than himself. I think you should definitely check this out. In fact, I think. If you're big on the UFC, you should definitely check this out, and I'm definitely gonna check this out when it comes out because I love the Safdies, and I think again from the trailers, this looks pretty good. It's gonna be like the next probably big sports autobiography, or I think that's what they're called. Like, there's definitely this year's movie of that, and I don't know, maybe we'll see Dwayne Johnson get an Oscar. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, Smashing Machine, great. So 2 hours and 3 minutes. So it's okay. That's average length nowadays. So number 2, this one's definitely the indiest of indie movies, and it's called Splitsville. Hey, Splitsville is the next movie by Michelangelo Cavino. I think Michelangelo Cavino has only made one movie besides this one in career. It's called The Climb. It's based on a short film. I think it should be here. Oh yeah, here it is, The Climb. Which, if you can see, I gave it a 10 because I fucking loved it. I think it came out like in 2020. I think it was probably my second favorite movie of that year. So it was amazing, and you know, we'll see if Covino can catch lightning in a bottle twice. You know, I mean, that movie was. He stars in it also. He's Michelangelo Covino is one of those guys who like makes the movies, but he also puts himself in it. So sorry, Will, about that. But you can tell that he's kind of definitely been picked up or noticed by bigger studios, considering he has like big actors now. He has Dakota Johnson, everyone's favorite Nepo baby, and Adria Arjona, who's fucking gorgeous. Adria, oh my goodness. I really like Dakota Johnson. I think she's really funny. Dakota Johnson is like the spoiled rich kid who tries so hard to like act normal and connect to people, but she grew up so privileged and so rich that she's like a completely different. She's like an alien. You know, she doesn't know how to be normal. So I'll put in some examples, but yeah, she's funny. I like watching Dakota Johnson and just because I think she's really funny. So she's like unintentionally funny. So yeah, but again, I love Michelangelo Covino's last film, and I'm expecting this one to also. I like this one also. You know, it's a comedy. I think his last movie was more a comedy drama, but it's definitely a full comedy, and it's about a open marriage couple. You know, so another movie about, I guess not, but like a movie about unconventional relationship. So I'll definitely see how it goes, especially because I'm not really familiar with open relationships. So it'll definitely be a nice look into how those work. I don't know if this is like a pro open marriage or anti. Well, we'll see. I guess it comes out August 22nd, which I think is like the second one also coming out that day, and it's only an hour and 40 minutes. So that's like really short again. So Splitsville, I'm definitely gonna check it out. The trailer, I thought was really funny. You cannot see. And I think the cast is great. Look at it. Oh, it's Michelangelo. See, that's the fun part, is that Michelangelo Covino has like control who gets casted. And so he chose either Dakota Johnson or Adria Arjona to be his fake girlfriend for the filming of the movie. If I was a filmmaker, I would do that. I would put myself in the movie and I would cast the hottest chick in Hollywood to basically be my fake girlfriend for the movie. I applaud Michelangelo Covino for that. I don't know which one he picked. I mean, I think from the trailer, he picked Adria Arjona. Personally, I would have picked Dakota Johnson just because I ironically like Dakota Johnson. Okay, she's great. She's great for the wrong reason. She's great. So, yeah. No, Ken, I'm kind of losing. That kind of makes you sound like a predator, huh? Just forget I said that, gang. Yeah, Spell. I'm looking forward to it. All these movies are rated R, by the way. Like all indie movies are rated R. That's just how it is, Adult movies. No big studios are really gonna make R movies. You want to make movies as accessible to as many people as possible. Making it rated R, it's the least amount of people that can watch it. But whatever. I think it's a good sign anyway. So yeah, Splitsville. But my number one most anticipated movie of the second half of 2025, in my opinion, is One Battle After Another. You could tell you could tell this movie is gonna be my most excited one because it stars one of my favorite actors ever, Leonardo DiCaprio. So this is also the next one by Paul Thomas Anderson, a filmmaker I absolutely love. He's made classics like Boogie Nights, Magnolia, Punch Drunk Love. I think his most recent movie, not his most movie, also like Phantom Thread. His most recent movie, Licorice Pizza, came out like in 2021. That was also really good. It wasn't as great as his last ones, but it was still pretty good. And so this movie is about a group of ex-revolutionaries to reunite to rescue one of their own daughter. So political movies, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, like I said, the cast, it's pretty star-studded. Leonardo DiCaprio, Benicio del Toro, Sean Penn. I thought it said Woody Harrelson. This is Wood Harris. I have no clue who that is. So Alana Haim, I was surprised she didn't get like a leading role in this one, considering she was like the lead role in Licorice Pizza. And it was definitely seeming like she was going to be, Paul Thomas Anderson's muse. Like he was going to start putting in everything. So I'm surprised she didn't get like a bigger role in this. Because I thought she was a good actress. I know Alana Haim, one of those two. She was like one of the singers in the Haim sisters. And I know they're kind of controversial now because the sisters are Israeli. And, Israel isn't exactly the most popular country right now. So I wonder if that played into it. Or I'm just spreading rumors. I don't know. But I'm surprised she didn't really get like a big role in this one. I mean, you get Leonardo DiCaprio, obviously going to give him the main role, right? Obviously. But yeah, I wanted to be an adaptation of Thomas Pynchon. Interesting. I don't know if that book is like any word. It comes out September 26th. It's like the only movie coming out this year. English and Spanish. Okay. 130 minutes. This is actually a pretty big budget, all things considered. And it's also really fucking long. 2 hours and 50 minutes. I think this is the longest one I've brought up. This is almost 3 hours long. which I'm not surprised. Paul Thomas Anderson, he loves making long ass movies. I think all of his movies have always been like 2 hours and a half or more. So not surprising yet. Also, the trailer is just fucking crazy. Look at this. This is a crazy ass trailer, so it sold on me even more, honestly. So I can't wait to see it. I like PTA, his acronyms. Leonardo DiCaprio. I like Leonardo DiCaprio as an actor. And I guess I kind of like him as a person. He's big on like climate change, so I think that's really good. Even though I think he's kind of a hypocrite, right? He went to like Jeff Bezos' wedding a couple months ago. Even though Jeff Bezos is like the biggest contributor, like Amazon is the biggest contributor to, fucking global warming. So kind of hypocritical. And Leonardo DiCaprio, obviously, we all know the jokes about it, right? Leonardo DiCaprio is like 50 or almost 50. He exclusively dates women who are 18 to 25. If you're older than 25, he doesn't want you. So, I mean, it's not really I think people some kind of exaggerate a little bit. I think it's kind of weird that, middle-aged man dating girls who are like old enough to be his daughter, but like the girls are of age, 18 to 25. They're still adults, it's not like he's like grooming them or anything. So it's weird, but like I don't think it's really criminal, So I'm just saying, don't cancel Leonardo DiCaprio. He hasn't really done anything that bad, okay? Besides being a hypocrite, so yeah. Regardless, I'm definitely checking this out, and yeah, that's my most anticipated movie of the year. It doesn't come out the earliest; it comes out pretty late September. So yeah, I hope you guys check all of these out. I know you probably won't, if I'm being honest, but it's okay because I'm the nerd. You're not. You guys are cool. I'm the nerd. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to every single one of these. Like I said, gang, if you're still watching, be watching this, okay? I'm gonna make you watch these with me, okay? So yeah, 10 of them. Even the honorable mentions were great. So I do hope I convinced you guys to check it. I know this is kind of different, but I don't know. I mean, I'm just doing this for fun. But I do have one more surprise for you guys, is that since we're talking about 2025, well, what about 2026? Well, that's why I got the big gotcha. I do have 8 movies that I want to see in 2026. That's where we're going to next, okay? So there's like barely any information about these. None of these have trailers, by the way. Like all these movies I mentioned had trailers. These don't, obviously, because they're coming out in 2026. So, yeah, let's just check them out. So my number 8, and probably everyone's most anticipated movie of 2026, if I'm being honest, is it's Avengers Doomsday, okay? Like, obviously, it's the next big Avengers movie. Like, why wouldn't you be excited about this? Like, even if you don't like Marvel, you're excited for this, right? Even if you don't like superheroes, you're excited for this. Or you should be. So, yeah, I'm excited for it. I do this, like, I don't hate it, but I do dislike the fact that they're bringing back Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom. So I really, like, you just gotta let him go. Okay, I hate these, like, nostalgia baiters. Like, we need new, fresh faces, okay? We need new talent. We can't be recycling the same old fucking boomer actors over and over again, right? That's what really pisses me off, is that we just keep recycling the same people and the same shit. It's like making the new Indiana Jones movie with Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford is 80 years old, okay? Grandpa needs to be retired. Stop making him be Indiana Jones. Either reboot the fucking franchise or stop making movies, okay? God fucking damn. Almost lost my cool there. Anyway, yeah, like I said, most of the Fantastic Four are coming back, as you can see. And a bunch of other, I think Thunderbolts are also coming back. Thor is coming back. Definitely, yeah, the old X-Men are coming back. Again, just get new X-Men, guys, please. Just get new X-Men. Hugh Jackman is like almost 60 and he's still playing Wolverine. Don't get me wrong, Hugh Jackman, he's great for his age. He's still buff as fuck, but like, he's gonna be 80 and we're still gonna be forcing him to play Wolverine. Like, guys, please, we need new people. But how are actors supposed to succeed in Hollywood when we just refuse to give them the opportunity to actually show themselves and improve? That's why I didn't mention because I think that movie's coming out like in 2027 or 2028. But the live action Legend of Zelda movie, I love the fact that they casted like unknown young actors to play Link and Zelda. That's great. That's new talent. That's exactly what we need, is more new faces. The next generation of actors. We can't be recycling the same people. I'm gonna sound like those like rage YouTubers, like that little Sonic kid, but you people need to learn, okay? We need new people. We can't be recycling this nostalgia, please. Oh, you turned down the Odyssey. This is foreshadowing. But yeah, it comes out December 18th, so that's still more than a year. And yeah, I just think it is hard to top like Endgame and Infinity War. I think those two movies were just like the culmination and build up to that was just really great. And I don't think something that can easily be replicated in the future, But we'll see how it goes. I still have some faith. I think it'll be pretty good. You know, the Russo brothers, they're good when they're making Marvel movies. We suck making like other movies, but when it comes to Marvel movies, they're good at them. So, you know, we'll see. This is definitely. I wonder if it'll have the same hype as Infinity War and Endgame. The hype of those movies that were coming out was crazy. It was like fucking astronomical. So we'll see if these have the same vibe to it. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. You know, Avengers Doomsday. I know it was called. Like, it was about to be Kang. You know, that one villain from Ant-Man that was played by Jonathan Irons. He was gonna be the big bad of the movie. It was all gonna be about Kang, but he got dropped because Jonathan Irons. He like fucking beat his girlfriend. So yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't disagree with them dropping it. No, he definitely should be dropping. He should definitely be like blacklisted. You know, like that dude. Like, have you guys seen the video? Like, oh my god, that dude. Jesus, that dude was terrible. But they should have just recasted Kang. Like, the whole point of Kang is he is like a character from different dimensions. Like, you could have easily just said this is a Kang from the universe who looks different. I don't understand why they're making such a big deal. Like, the Kang character is ruined by Jonathan Irons. It isn't. Okay, Jonathan Irons could easily be replaceable. You know, actors are replaceable. Characters are not. Okay, so we'll see. I don't know. I mean, the fact, because this decision happened like last year, and this movie was coming out next year, so they're gonna have 2 years. That really isn't a whole lot for a big budget, you know, movie like this. So I'm kind of worried about, you know, the story, because I feel like it is gonna be kind of rushed, you know. But we'll see. We'll see. You know, Robert Downey Jr. You know what? You just keep milking Disney and Marvel. You just keep taking fucking billions of dollars. Why not? You know, just keep doing it, bro. If you're gonna be here, you might as well milk them for every single channel until you die. But same thing. Patrick Stewart, again, same thing. You know, keep milking that nostalgia train as long as they're alive, you know, because everyone will actually defend you for it. So, yeah, that's still number 8, though. So, we still got 7 more. And number 7 is The Bride. Hey! This one is made by Maggie Gyllenhaal, who, you know, beauty standards questionable. I think Maggie Gyllenhaal is pretty good looking, but, you know, if you know, you know, but controversial opinion, but she's actually the sister of Jake Gyllenhaal, and she was actually an actress, but I think, again, people kept calling her ugly. Like, I can't express enough how much people trash on Maggie Gyllenhaal's looks, but I feel like she stopped being an actress, and I feel like that has to do with she kept getting bullied for her looks, which sucks. I don't think she deserves it at all. But now she's a filmmaker and she's making movies. She made a movie for Netflix a while back. It was called like The Lost Daughter, which was pretty good. So she's definitely doing The Bride now. You know, also based on Frankenstein the Bride. This movie is considered like a spiritual companion to Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. I think they like worked on the movies around the same time. I don't think this is a Netflix original. I think this is coming in theaters. So again, it's a story about, you know, Frankenstein's bride. It's taking place, I think they're in Chicago. So we'll see how it goes. It's definitely gonna be like a feminist Frankenstein's bride, which, I mean, I see the vision. You know, I understand it. I do think it's funny that she casted her brother Jake in this. So it's pretty nice. So Christian Bale, he's gonna be the monster. Jessie Buckley, I think she's great. Also, I love Jessie Buckley. She's gonna be the bride. Penelope Cruz. I thought Penelope Cruz is retired. Honestly, I haven't really seen her and stuff, but I guess not. She's here, so we'll see how it goes. And yeah, I'm pretty excited for it. Like I said, Frankenstein's pretty underrated, especially Frankenstein's Bride. It comes out March 6th, 2026. 80 minutes, that's not bad for a type of movie like this. Like, it's underrated. I think, again, I don't think it's going to be faithful. I don't think Frankenstein takes place like that. I think it takes place in like the 1800s. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see how it is. It's like a fucking fly just fast. Oh my gosh, right here. We'll see how it goes. I'm pretty excited for it. I think Maggie Gyllenhaal is definitely an up-and-coming director. I feel like she has a lot of potential. She just needs to, you know, find her mark, you know. That's what my biggest complaint about The Lost Daughter was, that she didn't really have her style, you know, put down just yet. So we'll definitely see. It is a companion to, you know, Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. And, you know, obviously, if I'm excited for that movie, obviously, I'm going to be excited for this one. So we'll see. I know people in the comments say it's crazy. I'm more excited for this, for the Avengers one, but, like, Avengers is going to be a messy movie. I just know it. This is not going to be messy. So, anyway, next one, number 6, is Supergirl. Yeah, this is the next one, part of James Gunn's DCU. Not made by James Gunn, though. It's directed by Craig Gillespie. I don't know his name. He's not a name that I recognize. So, yeah, this is definitely going to be the next movie in the James Gunn new DC universe. see Superman. I like Superman. I really like Superman. I think that movie was great. Definitely summer movie of the year, 100%. And this is probably gonna be the summer movie of 2026. Yeah, it comes out June 26, 2026. As you can see. Yeah, I really like the casting of Millie Alcock, Millie Big Cock. Almost known from House of the Dragon, which I didn't really like House of the Dragon, but I think she was definitely like the best part of it. So I think she makes a great Supergirl. And Jason Momoa is also gonna be here. Which, I mean, I don't really like Jason Momoa, I'm not being honest. But we'll see about it. I'm not like super familiar with Supergirl. Obviously, I know her a little bit from Superman comics I do. She obviously shows up on some of them, but you know, I mean, the last Supergirl movie was like the one in the 1980s, and that shit was fucking horrible. It's not here. Yeah, that thing was horrible. So I think Supergirl definitely deserves another chance. I know there's like a Supergirl show on HBO Max. I haven't checked it out. Mostly because I hear people call it mid, so, and it's like a long show. You know, it's like it takes place in the same like universe as like the Flash and Green Arrow shows, and I do like those too. But I don't know, maybe I'll check out Supergirl. You know, I mean, after watching Superman movie, I just started watching Superman and Lois, the Superman show. So maybe after Supergirl movie, I'll watch the Supergirl show. But we'll see. Like I said, June 26th. And yeah, I don't know. I'm really excited. I like the Superman, so I don't expect this to be any different in terms of quality. I think James Gunn is pretty good. I know he's not gonna really. But I keep saying James Gunn, even though he's not like writing and directing or anything. But like he is producing. This is his vision for the most part, you know. So we'll see. Millie and we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I was gonna like say a scene in the Superman movie towards the end, but like I don't want to spoil it, so I'm just not gonna mention it. So anyway, number 5. Also the Superman movie of 2026 is 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. This is the direct sequel to 28 Years Later, which came out this year. And yeah, both of these movies were filmed back to back. So as soon as the first one ended, they immediately went straight into the second one. Which I think in my video I expressed how I don't really like the idea of making 28 Years Later like a trilogy. I don't think this franchise really works as a franchise. I think it should be just going to one deal done type movie. But I wouldn't be lying if I'm excited for it. Like I liked 20 Years Later. I thought it was fun. I didn't really like the last 10 minutes of it, but I think the whole rest of the movie was really great. Although. Well, Alex Garland is returning to write the movie. He wrote the last one. Danny Boyle is not coming back to direct, which it's kind of got me worried because, 28 days is great because Danny Boyle directed. 28 weeks later, as you can see, 6.9, not as good as the last two. It was really weak because Danny Boyle did not return to direct. And then you got 28 years later, which Danny Boyle did return to direct, and it was really good. So, a part of me kind of feels like the movies do good when Danny Boyle is involved. This is his franchise, his vision. Danny Boyle has a really, not unique style, but he definitely has a style. If you've seen his other movies like Trainspotting or the original 28 Days, those movies were shot like on a grainy, dirty-ass iPhone, which I think adds a lot to it. 28 years, they didn't have that, but they definitely have style. If you've seen the movie, you see how like they intersected different clips of like other war footage in it. So I think it is a unique vision. I don't really know who Nia DaCosta is. I'm sure she's a great filmmaker, but not a name I'm familiar with, so I don't know. A lot of the cast are returning, Ralph Fiennes, Alfie Williams. I thought he was a really good actor. I don't know if I mentioned that in my review 20 years later, but for a kid actors usually don't get that much credit because, the kid's not expected to do amazing, but he was actually really good. So we'll definitely see. I'm not too excited for it, but you couldn't tell because I know this is going to pick up from where the cliffhanger that the last movie ended, and I did not really like that, so we'll see, but Alex Garland, I'm sure he's great. Yeah, shot back to back. So we'll see how it goes. I'm a sucker for zombie movies also. It comes out January 16th. That's actually pretty. Yeah, I think it's gonna be the most recent one to come out, or the most recent to release. So we'll see. But I mean, I'm excited for it anyway. I'll definitely gonna watch it. I'm definitely gonna watch it. So yeah, number 4 is The Legend of Aang: The Last Airbender. I fucking love Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's probably one of my favorite cartoons ever. I love the lore. I also really like Legend of Korra, which, by the way, I'm pretty sure this is from Legend of Korra. I really liked it also. So the fact that there's an Avatar animated movie, because the Avatar live action was one of the worst movies ever made, So the fact that it's getting another chance at an movie that's canon to the show, the fact I think this one takes place in between Last Airbender and Legend of Korra, I think it's gonna be great. I'm really looking forward to this one. Okay, like I'm surprised. Last Airbender doesn't have more media. I feel like the lore they got with the world, you can do the story potential in that is just endless. Really, I love the lore. And I think most of the voice actors are returning. Obviously, we got some new faces. Dave Bautista, Steven Yeun, and people working on the originals coming back. I think these two guys, Michael Dante DiMartino and Brian Konetsky, like were the original showrunners of The Last Airbender. And yeah, the original writer and director from The Last Airbender making this film. Also, I guess, yeah, Laura Montgomery and William Mathern also involved. I guess he is also. I don't know who Kenneth Lynn is, but we'll see. And yeah, I mean, there's no story about it. We don't know what the hell is it about. We know it's coming out October 9th, which is too fucking far away, but I'm excited for it. You know, I love Avatar, and this movie. The original people are coming back. I have no doubt in my mind they won't be nothing but amazing. Nothing but amazing. Okay, I love Avatar: Last Airbender, so I'm definitely excited for this, and I can't wait for it to come out. So I'm definitely gonna watch this day one. Day one, you know. So number 3, I think. Yeah. Number 3 is, Star Wars, The Mandalorian Grogu. Now, I like Star Wars. I'm not like a super huge Star Wars fan, you know. I was, like when I was a kid, when I was younger, I was super into Star Wars, but not so much now. I think I kind of grew out of it, but I like The Mandalorian, the show. I think the show's really good. I know people kind of trash like the 3rd season, but I really liked it, though. I really like it. Now, do I think this deserves to be a movie? Not really. I think, I think this should just been season 4, and the Star Wars movie should be something new, something, original. Or I guess original Star Wars can get. Because again, Star Wars is a franchise where the story potential is limitless, literally an infinite galaxy. But Star Wars just has the bad habit of just using the same already established characters and refusing to break out of it, which you already know I heavily dislike. So, I mean, Pedro Pascal is returning. This is like a really funny casting to me. Jeremy Allen White as Rhoda the Hutt. If you know the Hutts in Star Wars are these fat, fucking disgusting lizard aliens, so it's very funny that Jeremy Allen White is, voicing them. And Sigourney Weaver is great. Jon Favreau, he's also a pretty good director for the most part. He makes some hits and some hisses, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, the first Star Wars film in 7 years. That's just really long for Star Wars movies. It comes out May 22nd, and no budget. Okay, but I'm kind of mixed. I do think we need more Star Wars movies. It's been so long since the last one came out in 2019. So I wish it was something different though. I feel like Mandalorian. They definitely picked Mandalorian. This movie was announced back when the Mandalorian was like at its peak, like during season 2. Back when everyone was talking about it. Nowadays, not so much. Again, people didn't really like season 3. I liked it, but most people didn't. So we'll see. But I don't know. I want to be optimistic. I know I'm like hating a lot, but like I'm generally trying to be optimistic with movies. I don't really like talking about like bad movies. I like talking about good movies or these movies that I think will be good. So, and I think this will be good. I feel like Disney learned from their mistakes. At least I hope so. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. That's all I can really say on that. I can only be hopeful and optimistic. But yeah, number 2 is The Odyssey by Christopher Nolan. Everyone knows Christopher Nolan. He's made amazing films. He made the Dark Knight trilogy. He made Inception. He made Dunkirk. He made Interstellar. His most recent movie, Oppenheimer. We all know Barbenheimer, right? Barbie Oppenheimer. Probably the biggest event in movies in recent years. And he's coming back with a banger. Christopher Nolan is the type of filmmaker, he can just literally make anything. Because studios trust him so much to make money. Because all his movies make good money. He can literally make anything. So the fact that he's making an epic based on an ancient Greek story, yeah, Chris, do that, I know there's already a teaser trailer for it that plays in theaters. I don't think it's online yet on YouTube. I could be wrong. But yeah, like I said, this cast, Christopher Nolan is known for his huge, big name cast. And yeah, man, this is anything. Charlize Theron, John Bernthal, Anne Hathaway, Matt Damon, Tom Holland, Robert Pattinson, Mia Goth, Zendaya, Elliot Page, John Leguizamo, Lupita Nyong'o, Benny Safdie. Oh my God, he's making me. What are you doing here? Yeah, huge. Himesh Patel, fucking huge cast, and I love it. I love seeing all those people. I do think it's funny that Tom Holland was and they are here. Do you think they too, Tom Holland was cast, but he told no one that he won't be in it unless Zendaya's in it? And the other way around, Zendaya got cast, and I'm not gonna be in this unless my boyfriend Tom Holland is in it. I don't know, that's why I think, yeah, power couple, Tom Holland and Zendaya. But yeah, star-studded cast. I'm sure it's gonna be amazing, Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. is going to be in it. Honestly, he could have just taken Odyssey instead. Come on, dude. He did great. He was great in Oppenheimer. So I was surprised he doesn't work with Nolan more. Yeah, because on July 17th, about 250 million. I think it's probably the most expensive movie so far. That's a big budget. So, yeah, I love Christopher Nolan. I think he's kind of overrated. People kind of glaze him a lot. I feel like Nolan fans are kind of just as bad as Zack Snyder fans. But he is great, though. He's definitely a lot better than Zack Snyder, So I'm definitely excited for the Odyssey. I just couldn't tell. I fucking love it. And oh yeah, Christopher Nolan is great. He's really great, and I can't glaze him enough. And I'm sure Odyssey is definitely going to be amazing. This is definitely going to be a top 10 movie of 2026. Like by the end of it, the hype for it. I want to see more hype for this for Avengers Doomsday. I feel like more people are hyped for this than Avengers Doomsday. So we'll see. That's my crazy opinion. But my number one, this movie that I'll talk about, I will kill people to watch it right now because of it. Once you know, you'll know. But Dune Part 3. I love Dune. Anyone who knows me knows I love Dune. It is one of the greatest sci-fi stories ever. It is one of the greatest movie franchises ever. Only 2 movies and it's already amazing. Okay. And Dune Part 3. The next one by Denis Villeneuve, who is my absolute favorite filmmaker working in the industry right now. He didn't just make Dune 1 and 2. He made Blade Runner 2049. He made Arrival. He made Sicario. He made what else did he make? He made Prisoners. That took way too long. I was saying he's my favorite ever, and like, it took me way too long to name a 4th movie. But Denis Villeneuve is such an amazing filmmaker. I just love his style. I love the way he makes movies. And I love Dune. I love the first one. Dune Part 2 is my favorite movie of last year. No surprise, I know, right? So the fact that it's coming in 2026 is actually pretty recent, like 2 years. The first Dune movie came out like in 2021, and Dune Part 2 came out last, that's 3 years. So it wasn't even that long, I guess. So, but yeah, all the cast are returning, Florence Pugh, Timothée Chalamet, Zendaya, Jason Momoa. I don't know why Robert Pattinson is putting here. This always says rumor. Like, I don't know why IMDb is putting rumored casting. Like, I feel like this should only be official, but whatever, I guess. Oh, it's funny. This guy, I'm not gonna try to say it. I'm sorry, but he's actually the son of Jason Momoa. So I guess some nepotism going on here, but whatever. But yeah, this movie comes out. Yeah, December 18th. That's the second one. I'm pretty sure there's another one coming out December 18th, 2026. I forgot which one. But yeah, this is actually that because the first 2 Dune movies are based on one book. And, the book is fucking long and there's a lot of lore. So this one's based on the second book, Messiah, which is apparently the sequel to the first book. Is a lot more simpler than the first one. So I feel like they'll definitely put it into just one movie. And yeah, Dune definitely deserves to be a franchise. The lore in this goes crazy. Okay, so this definitely deserves to be a franchise. And I fucking love Dune. I'm more excited for this than anything. 2026. I'm more excited for Dune Part 3. I'm sorry. I'm more excited for Dune Part 3 than any movie coming out this year because I just love Dune. I know I'm gonna love this movie. Okay, that's how excited I am. I just know there's no way they can fumble this. There's no way Dennis can fumble this. It's gonna be my favorite movie next year. And 1 year from now, on December 18th, when it comes out, you're all gonna hear me say the words that this is my favorite movie of the year because it will be. I just know it. I just know it. And if it sucks, I'm gonna kill myself. Okay, this is how it is. But yeah, this movie I could be more excited for. I'm a love. I know I am, and I will. And you should be too. In fact, you should be excited for all these movies I've been talking about. All like what? I don't know, like 20? Because, all these movies I feel, at least in my opinion, will be great or at least good, These are all made by filmmakers who are competent, who know what they're doing, or they're part of franchises that have already figured themselves out, I didn't want this video to be as long as it did, but like, I love movies. I can talk about movies forever. I can talk about any movie for any time, I'm not trying to brag, but that's just how it is, so yeah. I do hope you guys check out these when they come out, I know I am. I know my friends are because I'm gonna make them doing it. Again, I'm keep telling you guys, you're gonna watch it with me. I'm gonna keep saying it because that's how it's gonna be. But yeah, that's it by now. I hope you enjoy the new format. I feel like I was probably gonna how I'm gonna make videos from now on. If it was more simpler. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.
I love limes. I love them. They're great. I love them so much, and I like to present them like this in my house.
What do you do with all of those limes?
I actually didn't even know that they were in there. I was giving the tour and went into the kitchen, and it was set dressing. It was hard to just ignore them, so I just lied.